Welcome to October's Leetcode challenge. This problem is called number of longest increasing subsequence. Given an integer array nums, return the number of longest increasing subsequences. So if we had a list like this, what would be the length of the longest increasing subsequence? We have, well, basically it'd be 1, 3, 5, 7, and 1, 3, 4, 7, right? Now, one thing to note is there actually are a lot of increasing subsequences here. There's 1, 3, there's 3, 5, there's 4, 7. I mean, there's all sorts of combinations. I mean, even the single number, just 1, can be considered a increasing subsequence. So we want to just get the longest length of our subsequence and the number of them, right? So how can we do that? Well, the first very thought might be to go recursively, but that's going to reach a memory limit exception, so we can't go that route. So we're going to have to go a DP route. And this is the straightforward answer, but it's still pretty difficult to understand. So what we could do here is create a DP array. And this one is going to be representing the longest increasing subsequence, okay? We need a second DP array now for the number of counts that have a subsequence of this length. Now, what this DP basically represents is up to this integer point, up to this index point, what is the longest increasing subsequence? So we can start at 1, or at least all these at their individual indexes is going to have at least a subsequence of 1, right? So what about here, starting at the second index? Well, we can check to see if the numbers that coming before it are less than this current number. So if this number 1 is less, then we know we can take whatever the longest sequence from there is and at least add 1. So that would become a 2, right? In the same way, we can start with this sequence here and then look at this number. We say, hey, we can at least increase up to 2, and look at this number and say, hey, it can increase up to 3, and that makes sense. We have 1, 3, 5. That's going to be the longest increasing subsequence. Now, what about 4? Go through the same sequence here. Go 2. But when we check 5, 5 is greater than 4, so that's not going to be included. So we'll still stay at 2, and this will be maximized to 3. Now, once we get to 7, we'll say, okay, we'll go through the same thing and go 1, 2, 3, go here, and we'll say, okay, we get it like the 4. But what about this? We find that, actually we can find 4 is less than 7 as well. So are we going to increase this to 5? But that's not the case, right? Because we've already seen 4. So we only care about if the increasing subsequence that we're calculating is bigger than the one we have right now. So that's one thing to note. And if we find that we have one before, that if we add 1 to it, it equals the subsequence right now, that means there are actually at least 2 counts of subsequences of 4, right? Because we see 3, 1, so we know we can add 1 there, and we'll get 4. And we've seen 3 before to get 4. So what we'll do is use this DP array for the count, and we'll add whatever amount that we've calculated at that point to this count. So now we have 2. So these two DPs represent separate things. This represents the longest increasing subsequence up to this index, and the count represents how many of this longest increasing subsequence do we have at this point. So all we need to do after that is get the maximum length of the increasing subsequence, that's 4, and just return the sum of the number of counts that we have with that number. So here there's only 1, 4, and we return 2. Yeah, so that's pretty complicated, but let's see if we can code this out. So the first thing, if not nums, take care of the edge case and say return 0. So we'll have 2 DP arrays. We'll have DP1, which will just be 1 times, which you get the length of nums. And we'll also have count. Let's just call it DP. This will be count, and this will also be 1 times n. Now we have to do it, this is going to be a nested for loop. We'll say for I in range of n, and then for j in range of I. We'll first check if nums I is greater than nums j, because that's the only time we care. we'll say, look, if dp of this number that we're now, j plus 1 is greater than, okay. Yeah, so if it's greater than the dp of I, then we will first increase our dp of I to equal dp of j plus 1. And we'll also increase our count at I to equal whatever's at the count of j. Now otherwise, else if dpj plus 1 equals dpi, guess what? That means we've seen this before, right? So if that happens, then we actually need to increase our count of I to equal whatever the count of j is in there. Now otherwise, notice that if the number before it was less, then we just don't go into here. But also if we find that this number we calculate is less than the number that we have right now, if we add 1 and it turns out to be less than what we've already have, well, then we don't care about it. Like there might be a subsequence of that length, but it's not the longest, so we don't care. Now finally, once we've just finished this, we'll just get the longest length, and this will just be the max of our dp. So we will return now the sum of everything in our count, and I should say we'll do a list comprehension. We'll say count of I, and we'll say for I in range of n, if dpi equals longest length. So let's see if this worked. Oh, thank God, I think it did. Let's go and submit it. And accepted. Phew. Now this is the easy answer, apparently. This is a n squared solution, and of course we have our O of n memory because of these two things. There are better solutions that go to n log n and I believe use constant space, but man, are those complicated. And really, I have trouble enough understanding this. So I'm just going to end it here with that. So thanks for watching my channel, and remember, do not trust me, I know nothing.